So, the Clippers, well, they're quite interesting, and look at these numbers right here. 35 points, 7 rebounds and 4 assists, while shooting 52% from the field and 38% from 3. If you're wondering, whose stats are these? Well, they're Kawhi Leonard's over the last 7 games. And with the Clippers having some early season drama and not really playing that well, they found a slight groove, winning 7 out of their last 8 games. Now, whether that strikes something in you or not is all personal, but one thing we all can't deny is that Kawhi Leonard is torching defenses no matter how good they play. His calm and poised approach to the game makes it seem like defenders should be able to keep up with him, but when you realize that he's put in hours into his craft and has mastered getting to his spots on the floor, this is when you understand that defenders can do whatever they want, but they just can't stop the claw. When Kawhi has the ball, defenses are rarely comfortable guarding him straight up, and it's not because he's just exploding past people, but because they understand how difficult it is to absorb his strength and stay on balance once he gets to his spots. When attacking on this possession, 3 defenders collapse on him when he makes his way into the paint. Instead of forcing up a shot, Kawhi uses the pump fake to at least give the defense something to think about, and now with the defense watching to see where he's going to pass it to, Kawhi makes sure not to telegraph it as he no-looks it out to Lopez in the corner for the tray ball. As teams begin to adjust, the help defense becomes even more intentional. Aggressive doubles start to be sent at him to get the ball out of his hands, but Kawhi doesn't get all out of shape and doesn't do anything reckless. He goes back to the fundamentals by using that retreat dribble to pull the defense out further, and then goes over the top of both defenders to set up Sanders for the easy triple. Now the defense, they technically did their job, but the timing is what kills them because Kawhi moves the ball before the coverage can fully settle. When you look at pick and roll situations, Kawhi's understanding of angles becomes even more apparent. When he snakes around the screen here, he forces the big to step up just enough to take away that mid-range shot or be ready for the drive. And at this moment where the big is fully committed to him and Leonard's initial man is chasing to recover is where Kawhi has them in his hands. Williams is calling for that switch because there's an open man, but it's just too late by the time Kawhi sends it back. I understand that it looks simple, but it truly is manipulation. The defense moves exactly where Kawhi wants them to move, and if you look here, Kawhi has Murray on a string chasing him out far above that 3-point line just to take this pass away. But that's when Leonard can abruptly cut back door to receive the pass on the run, and with multiple bodies crowding the paint, Kawhi resists that urge to try and finish in traffic as he instead drops the ball off right past the defense to show them that they can't leave anyone uncovered on the floor. Decisions like that are truly calculated, because other times when Kawhi doesn't have the ball, he'll punish defenders who are ball watching heavy by cutting to the middle of the paint as done drives, and with Williams being his initial defender, he now has to watch out for this corner pass, which is why you see him slide over that way, but look what opens up. Yeah, it's Kawhi Leonard for an easy one inside. This here should be a reminder to defenses that elite scoring threats are just as dangerous even if they're not actively involved in the action. This valuable skill set of awareness leaks into his transition and broken possessions, as here you're going to see Jabari Smith lose track of Harden who runs through, which forces Sengun to slide over, and Kawhi, well, he's pleading for Lopez to swing it so he can send the defense into a frenzy. But since he doesn't swing it and Tari Eason isn't paying attention, this is when Kawhi can beeline it straight down the middle of the paint for the layup in close. Plays like that aren't necessarily designed, they're all off instinct from Leonard understanding how defenses behave in chaos. For those times when he's not cutting on his own and is coming off screens, he's equally effective. As he curls tightly right here around the screen into a mid-range, he keeps the defender trailing on his back, so he now only has to worry about draining it over one defender. When he's used off ball again and curls once more, if the big doesn't fully commit to helping and starts backpedaling, well, Kawhi, he can easily rise into a controlled pull-up jumper. And if the defense isn't on the same page when calling for the switch, allowing for Kawhi to catch on the outside, it's already bad enough that you have a big on him, but it's even worse that he doesn't have a hand up, as this is now straight cash. Each read is calm, each shot is taken from a place of balance. And when Kawhi really starts putting the ball on the floor, this is when he breaks you. On this attack here, he bullies into his defender sending him back. And although Tate does a good job at stripping it, Leonard manages to gain back control and still finish. That possession was pretty messy, but it still gave positive results. So to slow him down, defenses will send soft doubles on his drives, but he doesn't fight them. He accepts the readiness of the defense to close his gap, but with his patience and timing, he's able to burst through that gap they do leave open to then go put it on their head. And when Kawhi is hooping like this, it may make you want to bet on him. But this is why you need to delete all them other sports books, because they've been scamming you. Polymarket is here to take over. They are the largest prediction market where you can use the knowledge from my analysis to make trades at real time on any game and in any state. And if you use my code MASTERY, you get $10 free. Polymarket makes it easy by displaying odds as percentages, and you just pick a team that you want to win. You don't get locked out like the other sportsbooks will do to you, which means you can cash out anytime during the game or get in on the action after the game has even started. Like when the Clippers were battling against the Golden State Warriors, you could have betted and rolled the momentum all the way to their W. Here's how simple it is to make a bet. I just go to the team that I think is going to win, throw that bet down, and I'm gonna have the big payout. If you were to win on another sportsbook site, they'll take away $9 in fees, but Polymarket only takes away 1 penny. So yeah, use my code MASTERY for $10 when you sign up. No credit card, no deposit. Just make sure to use my code and come join the revolution with Polymarket. Now that ability to slow down and accelerate at the right moment makes plays like that possible. And on this handoff, you can see the tempo control even more. You'll notice that Jabari jumps into this space so the handoff can't be initiated, but now that leaves a whole side empty for Leonard to spin off towards. And instead of gunning right to the basket, Kawhi uses a slight hesi to make Sengun step towards him, and that's exactly when he explodes right past some baseline to go slam it home. Even when operating with his back to the basket, Kawhi remains methodical. He uses his body to shield defenders, navigating towards the rim through the double to get a bucket. Each bump and pivot is purposeful, and every movement pushes the defense closer to his breaking point, and that breaking point usually arrives in that mid-range where Kawhi is at his most comfortable. When attacking to that left elbow, he pulls up over a solid contest and finishes through the contact for the and one.
The fadeaway, counted, and a foul for Kawhi Leonard.
The defender was present, the contest was strong, but it does not matter because Kawhi is shooting from a spot he has mastered. Throughout these games, Kawhi will repeatedly clear space before operating, as when the help arrives once he establishes himself in the paint, he's not one to just force things, as he spins away from Sengun to then nail the fade over a Kogi. If he happens to get guys in the air with the pump fake but still feels smothered, Leonard will lean back to create separation for the shot, and then when he has a side clear for him to go to work, Kawhi will begin to attack, and with Asar stopping him, Leonard goes into a spin move, only to then be met by Cade on the help. So to counter this, Kawhi turns it into a half spin so he can now turn off that right shoulder to bury it. You simply can't stop it, and some of the most telling possessions come when defenses send multiple bodies at him. Kawhi attacks, senses the double team, retreats just enough to reset the floor, and then re-attacks once the defense relaxes. That second move is often the one that creates the clean look. Strictly veteran basketball, built on understanding how defenders think, and his use of pump fakes further illustrates that control. Defenders will leave their feet expecting a quick shot, but Kawhi stays grounded, takes one more dribble, and rises into a pull-up over multiple defenders. Like, let's be honest, he never looks rushed even when the coverage is aggressive. And when defenders finally start sitting on that mid-range game, Kawhi then stretches the floor. Against bigs who drop too far, he steps back into threes without hesitation. When Harden draws doubles, Kawhi spaces perfectly, ready to catch and shoot in rhythm. In transition, if no one steps up to stop him, Kawhi will pull up confidently with no problem. And hey, if a defender does close out, he calmly sizes them up and rises up over the contest. Even if it's not on the offensive side, defensively, Kawhi continues to make his presence felt. His hands are active on the handoffs, in the post, and in passing lanes. These moments may not dominate the highlight reels, but they add up over the course of the game. And when those stops turn into transition opportunity, Kawhi finishes decisively. If the defense hesitates, he attacks the rim. If a defender gets back in front, he pulls the ball out and rises into a control jumper, making it look easy. Hopefully this is not a temporary hot streak, because this is a full display of a player operating with complete control over space, tempo, and decision making. Let me know in the comments how you feel about Kawhi and what you like about his game. As always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.